Okay. Are we here? Oh, I can see the comments now. Oh, I know why, because I was a guest. Oops. Oh, okay. Hi, Moonchild. Cool. Thank God for my iPad. I don't know if it's the Wi-Fi or my laptop. So that stinks because I wanted to show the rose in the back. That was a rose from the rose bush that I didn't think was going to bloom this year. Piper, what are you doing? No, it's not. It's not bad weather. I mean, it's supposed to rain, but it looks like the sky is clearing. They said it was supposed to rain really bad. I gave the girls all the chill pills, and the sky is getting bright again. I don't know. We need rain so bad. It is so dry. Oh, really? It's been raining in Florida? Yeah, that's the rose bush that I didn't think was going to bloom did bloom. So that's a pretty hardy rose bush that I planted. Yeah, they're still saying rain, rain, rain. 7 p.m., 8 p.m. rain. It hasn't rained at all. There was a lot of rain, unless it just went due east. But in Columbus, Ohio, there's a big cell there. What the heck happened to the rain that I was sure we were going to get that? I don't know what happened to it. It must have broken up. We really do need rain, though. You missed the rose? It was in the it was my background picture. Well, it was overcast and cloudy and really windy all day, which is why I thought for sure it was going to rain. But now I don't know if it's going to. And I wasn't going to turn the irrigation on until we did get a good rain, because it's just not the same. You can water and water and water, but it's not the same as getting a good rain. So who knows? Okay, next on the list. The reason I'm asking for Kevin is because he saw a black bear on his way to work yesterday. He takes the bus to work because he has to go into, it's just easier to get to his job with public transportation than to drive. And he said he was on the bus, and the bus driver said, "Look over to your right." And he said, there was a bear there. It's in the city. It's not like it's in the middle of nowhere. How often do I have to get, what do you mean by attention? I give attention to the garden every day in one way or the other. Hi, Malinois Mom, I found it. I inspect it every morning and every evening. And I water, well, I have been watering almost every day. The vegetable garden I water every day. And then I water my potted stuff every day. And I didn't water anything today because, oh, it's so much rain. Well, I hate when this happens. I really hate it. And by the radar, it did look like we were going to get a lot of rain, but nope. Well, he said that, I think he said that he saw tags on it, so they're tracking it. But imagine living like in a city, you know, it's not like New York City, but still it's a small city, and seeing a black bear like walking down the sidewalk. Really? So Kevin's gone. He can't talk about the black bear. So let's talk about shark attacks. Did you guys see the video of that shark attack in Egypt? This is weird because the camera is here and I'm so used to looking up. So it's just different. I am looking at you, but it's the camera angle. Oh my God. Were they all adult bears or was it a mother bear and babies, just me? Because there's a guy on YouTube who, a mama bear, he's kind of made friends with these bears, and she'll come with her cubs and they'll get on his front porch and he's just sitting in a chair getting video of these, and they just go and they toddle along and mama bear comes up the steps. And I understand that they are wild animals, but I also think that animals know when someone is threatening and when someone is not. And I'm not saying that, you know, that completely absolves you from getting attacked, but I think if an animal doesn't feel threatened, it doesn't have a reason to go on the offense. So, oh my God, Moonchild. Yeah. And Jaws, they said for the longest time was it was a representation of a town on Long Island, which Amity, it would have been Amityville. Yeah, I think that movie scared the shit out of people. They said, when did it come out? In 77? Like nobody was going in the water at the beaches because everybody was scared shitless. Hello, Seymour. How are you? About medium size. It was dark. Right around the house. A bear? That's neat. But anyway, there is, I guess on the coast of Egypt, a lot of Russians, and who else did they say? I know they said a lot of Russians go there for beach vacations. And a 23-year-old Russian man was attacked by a tiger shark right near the beach. And a woman who had just been she was just taking video of the sea and the surroundings, and she got this guy who was being attacked by a tiger shark. The tiger shark ate him, and people were screaming on shore. The tiger shark ate this guy in less than a minute. The video is fucking horrifying to watch it. The guy was just swimming. and the tiger shark came out of nowhere and just grabbed his arm, pulled him under. I mean, it's like, I can't imagine what this guy was thinking. Cannot imagine. And I mean, he was screaming, help me. And he was there with his father, and he's saying, Papa, Papa, help me, help. It's just, it's unbelievable. Did you see it, just me? Did you see the video? I know, I have that on my list too. That Cameron, what the hell's his name? I think, did I write it? Yeah, and he jumped off the party boat. And they said that there was a tiger shark right there. And I actually just watched this a little bit earlier. There was a guy, his channel, he slowed the video down to do frame by frame. And you can see, I originally thought that it was just the boat going through the water and the little waves that it produces. When he slowed it down frame by frame, you can see the fin, you can see the eyes. It was right there. And then as Cameron is swimming away, you can see the shark come up, and he grabs his leg and he just pulls him right under. Oh my God, Moonchild. I honestly cannot imagine what he must. I mean, the shark tore his arms off and ate them. And the poor guy was screaming for help, and the shark came back. I mean, it's just like, they said the shark ate his arms, his torso, and his head. And the guy, from the waist down, it just floated back up to the surface, and a fisherman pulled it out. I grew up swimming in the ocean and in all the waters. And my friend that drove me to have my surgery, we used to go to the beach from like 10 or 11 in the morning until 5, 6, 7 at night. And we swam in those waters all the time. I wonder if there were ever any sharks nearby when we swam, because unless you're really swimming in the Caribbean or in shallow water up here, you can't see it. You would never be able to see a shark approaching you. You would get bit before you even knew. Michelle, I can't put makeup on. It would be a vast improvement. Hey, Robin, it would be a vast improvement over this for sure, but I can't. And it is what it is. I can't like stay covered up with a mask on and not live. I mean, this is it. This is 55 years old. It is what it is. Makeup is an improvement, but I can't do it right now. So whatever. It's okay. Never claimed to be a beauty queen. Never claimed to be a model. It's just, it's life, So, yeah, shark attack. So then, of course, me with my whatever it is, I fall into the deep hole of shark attacks, and that's all I can watch now is like shark attacks. These marine biologists that go diving with sharks. It's like, why am I watching this? But I do love Shark Week in July. Yeah, I like Shark Week. I didn't either. We didn't give sharks any thought. I do have dark eye, some bad melanoma, and I'm losing all the fat pads under here. So I look, I tried to put makeup on, and it it was not good. It just was not good. So yeah, I tried to put makeup on to go to the doctor's office yesterday, and I ended up taking one of those wipes and wiping it all off because it just wasn't good. Not good. Just me. We would swim out. We could not touch the bottom. We were good swimmers. And my friend was an ocean lifeguard. We never thought about that stuff. You know, we knew how to handle rip currents and but that scared me enough. Dark circles get me money? Well, damn. If it gets me money, then I'm all for it. I do have dark circles. I don't know if these on the iPad, I don't think there's a filter, but with the filter, they don't look so bad, but they look pretty fucking bad. Crackles, when I was scuba diving in Florida with a friend of mine, I looked over and she was going like this with her hands, meaning like toothy critters are coming. And I looked, she came up next to me and we just floated there. A whole school of barracuda swam by and like their pointy teeth. And we were just like, wow. I don't know how many, there were a lot of them. And they are menacing looking with those teeth. But I never felt threatened or unsafe or anything. I mean, they just went on along their way. But oh, Michelle, thank you. You're very sweet. I still love the water, but now I would think about it. You know, I don't have to worry about in the bay or in the sound, but in the ocean. But I actually think, trying to think when it was that there were sharks and also there was a whale in the bay and the whale got stuck. And the whale ended up dying. I think it got beached up on a sandbar and they were trying to wait for the tide to come in to kind of lift him up a little. And was it a humpback whale? And when a whale gets stranded or something, they can't just have lay people go in. They had, you know, these dredging boats said, let us go in there. We'll dredge around it. And then other boats can pull them. And whatever regulatory agency it is, you have to get a veterinarian. It's like this whole procedure to get a whale off of a sandbar. Like, just go get it off. It ended up dying. And then they had to get the dead whale off the sandbar. It was terrible. Crackles, I'm gonna tell you something. Wrinkles happen. Gray hair happens. Saggy face happens. You can't stop it, unfortunately. Yes, Michelle, I stopped being side by side with Laura on YouTube. And I don't speak to Laura anymore. So, yeah. But see, the only sharks that you really have to be wary of are bull sharks and tiger sharks. They say even great whites. Great white sharks, they say will just bite and then let go because they don't like human meat. But tiger sharks and bull sharks will just eat you for no reason. Moonchild, are you on the East Coast or the West Coast? 'Cause I think on the West Coast is what, where on the West Coast it's famous for the shells? Sarasota or uh, it's over there near Sarasota, I think, that they get all those shells. Loan sharks. Well, do you remember Saturday Night Live? Land shark. Land shark. Yeah, Moonchild. Okay. Oh, I have 3 swallowtail larvae on my parsley. When they started, they were itty bitty. And it was hard for me to see if they were larvae or what they were. And then a couple days later, I saw little things with a white stripe across their back. And I go out and visit them every day. Originally, there were 2, now there are 3. So there will be 3 swallowtails. I don't know, in July, I'm going to say, because I think they're in the larval stage for about 4 weeks, and then they go into the chrysalis. And that's what happened last year when they went into the chrysalis. Friggin' Piper knocked the pot over, and I think that big black wasp ate the other one. So I have netting. So when they get bigger, like the big green thing, I'm going to put the netting over the top. And also, um, I have it in a hanging pot. So Piper can't get to it. So I'm going to put the netting over the top to protect them from birds and whatever. So I have them and the chrysalis forms. I'm trying to think how long the chrysalis for. I don't remember. And when they emerge as the swallowtails, they say that they're black swallowtails. I have seen the yellowish swallowtails, but I don't think I did see one black swallowtail last year just fly by. It didn't stop. Um, so it'd be cool if it was a black swallowtail and the males and the females look different. And I had those on my green screen because I was going to show you guys. I was just going to change the backgrounds, and I had flowers that have bloomed. They're just starting. The lilies are just starting to bloom. My rose bush is blooming, and I mean, there's a lot blooming. It's just that the big lilies haven't bloomed yet. But oh, I fell down and I broke my hand, Michelle. I had to have surgery on. I have 3 pins in here. Yeah. Naples is beautiful. Oh, I'm fine, Michelle. It's just, it was a freak accident, and it could have been a lot worse. So I'll be fine. It's just inconvenient. Inconvenient. Oh, another thing that's fun is trying to wash dishes with one hand. Try it. Try to wash dishes with one hand. I dare you. It is so hard. I have to scoot the dishes into like the corner, and because I can't get this wet either. So if I want to use my fingers, I can't do it in the sink where it's wet. So I have to like push everything in the corner of the sink and try to hold it there, stabilize it so I can clean it out with the sponge. Oh, yeah. Yes, the lilies, they don't bloom all summer, but they have a very, very long bloom time. And I have both Asiatic and Oriental lilies. So the Asiatics bloom first, and they're in bloom. And then the bigger Asiatic lilies start blooming. And then the Oriental lilies start blooming, and then the Asiatics will die out. So the whitest beach in the world, the whitest sand beach that I have ever been to was in Turks and Caicos. It literally was like 100 gazillion, billion, trillion bottles of Johnson's baby powder just poured all over it's absolutely beautiful. And with the turquoise water, and that was the whitest beach I've ever been to. I had it already. I had surgery 2 weeks ago Monday. So it was like 2.5 weeks ago. Grayton Beach. I just heard something about Destin. And now I can't remember what it is. I heard something about Destin. Oh, I know, feline. Well, just eating is a challenge. Try to eat pasta with your non-dominant hand on a fork. Like ziti, or those, what do they call them? The spiral things. Those things go flying everywhere. And that's like, I'm usually wearing half of them. Just doing that with your non-dominant, you don't realize like how much you rely on your dominant hand. It's just so awkward. And the easiest way for me to eat without dropping everything is to hold it like a kid does, like this, not like this, but shoveling it in like a kid does. So the sand squeaks. Wow. The SpaghettiOs in a spoon. I happen to love SpaghettiOs. Yeah. I don't have any help. First of all, these three are no help. Well, I do, my friends and the neighbors and everything, they help. But I mean, I have anybody living with me to help. Oh my gosh, you got lilies out of the trash? All of my lilies are going to have to be broken down again. They multiply so fast. I'll probably end up giving some away because I end up doing this every 2 or 3 years. End up having these stalks coming out of one root, and you have to break them up. But I do love the lilies. I love them. I have a hosta in the front that is ginormous. And I don't know if I'm going to keep it where it is or keep it at all. The thing is tremendous. I don't know how it got so big, because generally hostas don't get big like that. And where it is, it's right in front of the closed in porch. So yeah, that thing is huge. Oh, I know. It's hard to do anything with your non-dominant hand. You don't realize like where your fine motor dexterity is. It's almost like I don't know how to describe it, learning how to use your hands again. And I think to myself, people that have their hand or their arm amputated later in life, like you just have to figure out how to live. And they figure it out because you don't have a choice. Malinois Mama, if I put circles around my eyes, you think I can get some SpaghettiOs sent to me? Because oh, Alice is back here. Mike Stevens. Hi. Moonchild, I had everything done when I fell. So, I mean, if the pool was already opened up, the gardens were already planted. I have the the landscapers mowing the lawn because I just can't do it all. And I knew that it was going to get hotter than hell during the summer. And like at the end of July and August, I have too many other things to do. I'm trying to clean out the inside of the house. The whole house has to be updated and redone. So I was in the process of pulling up the carpeting in my mother's bedroom because all underneath the carpet, it's all hardwood floors and they've always had carpet on top of them. So they're in pristine condition, but I can't pull the carpet up with one hand. So, just me. There's Uber Eats, there's DoorDash. I think those are the ones that do it. Uber Eats and DoorDash here. Your homemade spaghetti? Oh, sure, Flower Power. They'll send you food. Why not? Malinois Mama. Oh, Jane Sandra's here. Hi. What's up? So there's 2 Texans, a Tennessean, and several Floridians. Oh, Flower Power. We need rain so bad. And then the sun's out. Mike, I fell. You didn't know that? I fell and I broke my hand. Yeah. Because spraying a patch of clover because Piper kept chasing the bees and I didn't want her to get stung. So I fall and fuck my hand up so my dog doesn't get stung. And the clover's still out there because it never got sprayed. Oh, I love tacos too. Oh God. Well, I try to stay away from this, but I can't lie. I have peeked at some of her videos and I guess things haven't changed. Moonchild, I'm nowhere near in the shape that I used to be. I don't have a hubby or kids. Somebody said that she was doing DoorDash. Is that true? I don't know. Well, I think what you'd have to worry about is if you got your whole order. You know what I mean? Because it's very tempting when you have a hot, good smelling meal to be delivered in your car. For me, Mike, well, she's in Westbury. As the crow flies, probably 45 minutes to an hour. But with traffic, hour and a half, you don't know. If there's an accident, forget it. And there's a lot of construction actually on the Long Island Expressway now. So they're down to 1 lane and that causes, so it could be an hour and a half. Like when I went to go see Mom, when I went to go see her on Mother's Day, there was a lot of traffic and it took me an hour and a half to get there. And she's not that far past Westbury. Oh, just me. But she turned her ankle? Didn't she step off a curb or something? Isn't that what happened? Illinois mama. She wouldn't be delivering out here. She's too far away. No, I can't. I can't imagine it. I just can't. Well, that's kind of what I'm getting at is you'd have to worry that your whole meal that you paid for was what you're getting. Oh, Flower Power, thank you. The worst pizza you've ever had. So after the doctor yesterday, I went to Trader Joe's for one specific thing. My friend that drove me the day of the surgery, she brought her daughter, and her daughter is the ballerina. So they went to Trader Joe's, and she got me a container of, they're called Dunkers. They're chocolate chip cookies that are one side are dunked in dark chocolate. And the cookie, it's not a crumbly cookie. It's a very, very hard, crunchy cookie. So when you dunk it in milk or whatever you dunk things in, if it was like if you dunk a regular chocolate chip cookie, it'll get all soggy and you have to like hurry up and get it in your mouth. These, they don't fall apart. They're so good. Yeah. So I went to Trader Joe's for cookies. Yeah. They're good. They're good cookies. But nectarines were $7.99 a pound. Can you believe that? I mean, I love nectarines, but I don't love them that much. Well, that's true. Just me. Oh Lord. I mean, I've done DoorDash a couple times, but I know people that do it every day. They'll get their coffee in the morning and then they order lunch and then like when I lived in the city, I used to get Chinese delivery, but like in the city, everybody delivers. Out here, you have to have DoorDash or Uber Eats, and I don't eat out that much, so it, it's kind of a waste. I have had groceries delivered though. That that is a huge time saver. But as far as, $7.99 a pound, the nectarines were. Yep. The visual on that is funny. Oh, Jane Sandra, I bet it is. I remember when I went there to visit Laura. I mean, it was hotter than hell. I'm trying to think what time at night. It was like 9 o'clock at night. It was 92 degrees. It's hot. You know her. Oh my gosh. What else is on the list? Oh, have have you guys heard that 18-year-old girl that gave birth in the emergency room? This is a whole weird story too. And she went to the bathroom, had the baby in the bathroom, put the baby in the trash can, and then like the bathroom, they said, looked like a crime scene. There was blood everywhere. I mean, there's video surveillance. She just walked out like no big deal. Meanwhile, they said there was blood everywhere in the bathroom. And the autopsy on the baby showed that the baby had been smothered. 18 years old, and her mother's a little nuts. You saw that, Flower Power? Just me. Do you mean that the girl? She was arrested. And if you haven't watched those videos, it's interesting and disturbing because she's 19, actually 19 years old. So legally of age, right? And her mother wants everything run by her. Like when the cops went to the house to arrest her, the mother comes out and she's like, well, I want to know. And the cops are telling her, we're not going to tell you anything. We don't have to tell you anything. She's 19 years old. We're going to tell her. And if this is how the mother is with the 19-year-old daughter, I can understand why she had the baby in the bathroom and hid it. Because, to claim why, like, I didn't know I was pregnant. There are pictures of her. She's a cheerleader. You can obviously, she's pregnant. You didn't know she was pregnant. Anybody looking at you would say you're pregnant. So I don't know, Moonchild. I mean, I think it had to do with her mother, and she was afraid of her mother because the interaction when they're in the emergency room is just not right, not normal. I haven't had onion rings in ages. That sounds good. But I have onions that they're growing. And I know there's a way, I think you cut the end off and you plant it and onions will grow. So I'm going to try that with them. I know what you had for dinner tonight, just me. How was it? Was it good? So yeah, that's a pretty sad shark attack. Submarine. Kid jumped over the boat. Oh, I was going to do a face mask. I forgot. Let's do it. This is fun. Sway is running away. It's like, I don't want any part of this. So I have to put my hair back. Beth, I hope you're doing a face mask too. I have all of these ones to choose from. Well, Beth, you know what? This is what I'm saying is that I think she must have been afraid of the mother, because all hospitals are safe havens. If you have a baby that you don't want, you can bring the baby to any police station, fire department, hospital, no questions asked. Give them the baby. You don't have to give any information. Give them and walk away, and they will accept the baby and proceed however they have to proceed to get the baby adopted or whatever. So what she did, I don't think that she was I don't know if worldly is the right word to use. But I don't think she had the ability to think independently, because I think her mother was one of these helicopter mothers that just controlled her entire life. So that's what I think. And I've got, oh, it wasn't as good as the first time? Flower Power, I don't know if they work or not. They're fun. And when I was going through my bathroom stuff, I totally forgot I even had these. So I think, trying to think, these are all Korean, the Korean skincare. I don't know what the brand is, but that was on my list too. Korean skincare. You guys need to try it. It blows other brands and products, blows it away. And they're cheap. A lot of times you can find them in TJ Maxx. I actually went to Flushing in Queens, very, very big Asian community there. And they actually have different stores that carry different Korean brands. And there are actually several stores. There are some in Manhattan. There are a lot of them in Queens. And I just love going in there and seeing what they have, like brands like Laneige and Etude. And I had this over here. There's also a Korean brand called Tony Moly. And in the one store I went in, they had a peach hand cream tester. They didn't have any stock left. They had a tester, and it smelled like you just cut a peach open and held it up to your face. I could see why there was no more in stock. And I tried to go online and order it, and it was also out of stock. But they had this, which is the peach lip balm. Now, I'm not exactly sure who was in charge of the packaging, because this doesn't look like a peach. Does it? No, it looks like a boob. However, it's cheap. It's really cheap, but it smells so good. Oh, something that deep cleans pores. I think deep cleans pores how and where, because Biore is a Korean brand. They make those nose things. Those are very effective. I don't have those what do they call them? Sebaceous filaments. But for people that do, you have to wet your skin, and then you put that on and leave it for like 20 minutes, and it will pull all of those sebaceous filaments out. It actually is good. But I think for deep cleaning, charcoal works really well. Hi, Edelweiss. 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 Crackles, I know you know about everything. So these ones, I have wine. I've got honey grapefruit, red ginseng, white, whatever that is, red sea cucumber, acerola, seaweed, cucumber, arbutin, hyaluronate, collagen, and grape. I love grape anything. I love grape soda. I love grapes. I love the way grapes smell, the scent of grape. So my first choice is grape. What do you think? Which one should I do? I know I went through like 20 of them. You don't see Edelweiss? Edelweiss, say hello. I have been off for about, I'd say, a little bit over a year, maybe like a 14 or 15 months. Who's DIYers leaving you to do the white one? All right, we've got one vote for white. I vote for grape. I don't know. But Moonchild says white. What does everybody else say? White. Like, I don't even know if these things do anything, but like mentally you think they're doing something. So Edelweiss, amen. Not worth wasting your life and your time on. Thank you very much. There's so many other fun and happy things to do, like do face masks. I don't have a peach one. Peach was the lip stuff. The only food items I have cucumber, seaweed, grape, honey grapefruit, and wine for the food product masks. Moonchild, Piper does not like masks, the sheet masks. In bed, she will come up to me and try to take it off. She doesn't like it. True, just me. It's kind of funny when she says, "Oh, my channel's so much fun." All you do is complain about your health problems, which would be dramatically improved if you took care of yourself. So, see, that's grape. You go for grape? Me too. Anybody else? Oh, I didn't hear that, Crackles, about the, I don't know. Thank you, Moonchild. Very true. I've seen those scrapers. Edelweiss, I'm okay. I hope you're doing good too. But you know, Flower Power, talking about just, it's like one thing to another. You've got the asthmatic bronchitis, which in and of itself is a bogus diagnosis, but whatever. And then you have the shoulder. What was it? It was an ankle one time, wasn't it? And then it just goes like from one injury and illness to the next. Just me. Your photo is dead on glam. It's awesome. I'm sure all of you know. There is a disorder out there called Munchausen syndrome. You've probably heard Munchausen's by proxy, which is when it's usually the mother, but a parent hurts a child or deliberately makes a child ill so that they can make them better and get the praise for making them better. But there is Munchausen syndrome, which is when a person uses various ailments for attention. And the ailments are, it's either hypochondria or made up, because they get attention that way. They get sympathy, they get pity. And I'm beginning to think that that may be, okay, Edelweiss, I will do that. And Beth is saying, you know, you guys are killing me. Beth is saying hyaluronic. I've got a vote for grape, which I want, and then a vote for white. Well, just me, you know what? This Korean skincare is like blowing American products out of the water, because where American products, a lot of money is spent on the packaging. That's what they don't do. They don't have fancy packaging. I mean, some of the packaging is very nice, but they focus on the product. And for the most part, the packaging is very simple. There are a couple of brands. One brand that I happen to really like is Laneige. They make a line called Water Bank, and I love it. It's phenomenal. There's several on different parts. I can't because they're like sheet masks. I'm just gonna turn them around and shuffle them up and just pick one of the three. Hyaluronic acid, Beth, you win. Now, I don't know if I can open this. See, I can pinch something and hold something, but I don't have the strength to hold it, to like rip it. Oh, it's a Korean, a Korean brand called Tony Moly, and I wanted the peach hand cream, but it was out of stock. And on Amazon, I saw this was the peach lip balm in the boob container. I really don't know who thinks this looks like a peach, because it doesn't. But it smells good. So like I said, the packaging, they put it in a package that looks like a boob, not a peach. Saves money. Okay, here we go. There is a store online. One of the nurse influencers that I'm friends with on TikTok, that's where she gets her. She's married to a Korean man, actually, and I'm trying to think what the name of it. There's an online shop. When I remember to find out what it is, because they have everything. But I have actually found a lot of really good Korean skincare products in TJ Maxx, believe it or not. TJ Maxx is really stepping up their game with skincare and makeup and stuff. Mm-hmm. Here we go. Unfolding these with two hands is hard enough. See, when I thought we were going to get that rain, I gave the dogs CBD because it works really well for them. So now they're all like, "Brr," and there's no rain. So, oh, I do too, Nanny. I spent a lot of time in the sun as a kid. And a teenager and a young adult, and I still like it now. Okay, here we go. Ready? Here we go. What time is it? 9:05. Okay. Jesus, it's 9:05. Okay. I expect to look 10 years younger after this. Oil of Olay makes some very, or Olay, it's not Oil of Olay anymore, it's Olay. They make some really good products. The problem with Olay is that it's got a lot of fragrance, and me too, Nanny. Me too. Oh, yay. Oop, I think there's a little flap under here. Oh, yes. Okay. Just me. You should try the hyaluronic acid serum, pure hyaluronic acid, because number one, it's inexpensive. And like if you get hyaluronic acid in a cream, you're not going to get as much as you would. Okay. We're going to transform our skin. Piper's hitting the outside button. Nanny, you're right. And so does Lidl. You know, Michelle, I've been to the TJ Maxx that's by me actually is very good. They have a lot of good things. There's a TJ Maxx in Bridgehampton. My friend got a pair of Louboutin shoes for like $350, and they were retail. I think they were like 1,500 or something. So, but they have, they know who their demographic is in every single store. And in the Hamptons, what you have there, I can't stop messing. I'm trying to do this. It's like looking in a mirror, but I don't know which side I'm touching. Okay. Hi, Stat. I actually saw in Trader Joe's yesterday, they had quite a bit of skincare products. They had marula oil, which is supposed to be really, I didn't get any of it. Marula oil, which is supposed to be really, really good for you. And they had an oil-free moisturizer, which in the summer I actually do kind of like. This is all cockeyed. Usually what I do, I'm laying back so it's off like this. You have marula oil? How do you like it? Your goal is to have clean, moist skin. Me too. But the moistness isn't as moist as it used to be. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, when I did the short to announce the live, I was doing those things on your eyes. I don't know if those do anything either. Oh, yeah, rosacea. Well, marula, and it's from South Africa. I think it's from the marula tree, and they were inexpensive. They weren't expensive, and you don't have to spend a crap load of money to get good face products. You don't. I love Aldi and I love Lidl. Depending on what you want, everybody has different skin, and you have to figure out like what you want to do. I have sun damage. I'm getting a lot of wrinkles. Um, so you can do all this stuff to your skin to keep your skin nice. It's true. But the only real way that you're going to turn back time is a facelift. That's the only way you're really going to do anything. I love LD too. I love Lidl because they have the Italian coffee creamer that I love. No, the marula tree, I think it's from South Africa, isn't it, Steph? The I think one of the best products for hair is Olaplex, especially if you color your hair blonde, because it just makes your hair so porous. And the Olaplex bonds something. Um, and I've used it, and it really does work well. And there's another product made by a company called, I think it's Color Wow, the company is called, and they make this blow dry spray, a straightening spray that controls the frizz and humidity. It's a fantastic product. It's not cheap, but you could only need to use it once every 4 shampoos. I'm trying to make a 4 with my busted up hand. And I because in the summertime my hair is so frizzy. I look like I have a blonde afro. And when I use that stuff and blow my hair out, if I want it straight, like, or even if I curl it to keep it not frizzy, it works great. Really, really great. Crackles, you're all into it. Yeah, from South Africa. I only know this because I used to watch Safari Live all the time, and they would always talk about the marula trees. That's the only reason I know. A lot of people are not the same after COVID. A lot of people are not the same after the vaccination. So, I have extensions like those the long hair. When I did those lives, that was an extension. I get so hot and I sweat so much. I don't know if I would be able to wear a wig. I have visions of like overheating. Yeah, my hair is brittle too. I have still never had COVID. I am one of they called them the ones that were silent spreaders, they call them super spreaders. And then the people that have not gotten COVID, they call us super, what did they say? Super shit, I can't remember. But to tell people that you haven't had COVID, it's like, it's so weird. So weird. How come this, I can't get rid of this now? No, I just want that. Okay. Oh, you haven't had COVID either, Alice? Yeah, it's because I know I've been exposed several times and never got it. And I only had one J&J vaccine. I didn't get the Moderna's or Pfizer. And I know, Alice, there are some people that have had it numerous times. And there's one of my friends has had it, I think 3 or 4 times, and she's been in the hospital with it every single time because she's a diabetic and it messes up her blood sugars are all over the place. So she's not in the hospital for the COVID. She's in the hospital because her blood sugars are whacked out. Oh, Michelle, no, I don't. I've got a ton of sun damage, and in the winter, I try to spot treat like sunspots with Triluma. It's actually retin A with a whitening agent. It works well, but yeah, I really fucked my skin up when I was young. The damage is from decades ago. It's not damage from last summer or this summer or whatever. A lot of people have long COVID I'm trying to think what weird long COVID symptom that I hear about recently. Oh, projectile vomiting. Yeah, that's apparently a big one now, is projectile vomiting. There's part of me that says the same thing, like, I'm just going to do what I can and try to do the age gracefully thing. And then there's a part of me that says, hell no. When I can't take looking at myself anymore, I'll have a facelift. So I don't know what's really going to happen because, facelift surgery is not for the weak of heart. You look like you got hit by a train for a month or two. You do not, a full facelift, it's not attractive afterward. But 6, 8, 12 months after, you look great. But for the first couple, it looks so good. Oh, God. Well, I think the Omicron strain was the really bad one. I mean, in the beginning, we got killed because nobody knew how to treat it. But as far as severity, I think the Omicron was worse than the initial one. Oh, Nanny, me too. We had, I just remember my mother all the time, Coppertone #4. That's what we used. But back then, there was some type of ozone layer to filter out all the sun rays. We don't have that anymore. Yep. That's what we did. I remember that Edelweiss with the blood type. Everybody was trying to figure out what blood type they had to see where they were at a high risk. I agree, just me. I know. And to this day, I love the way Coppertone smells. In fact, I still have a few bottles of Coppertone number 4 that you can't even find number 4 anymore. Everything is 15 and higher. Oh, I don't watch the housewives shows, but oh, you know who I saw recently? And I was like, why did she do that? They must have had something for Michael J. Fox and the Parkinson's. And do you remember how cute Tracy Pollan used to be? Why do these actresses all keep falling into this filler, Botox? She looks terrible. And for some reason, they always get their lips done. You can do a lot to your face and still look like yourself, but as soon as you start messing with your lips, it's over. You will not look like yourself. Leave your lips alone. Oh, just me. I've seen some phenomenal facelifts. A friend of mine, for her 60th birthday, got a facelift. And I'll tell you, she looked like she got hit with a freight train. She looks phenomenal now. She looks like she's about 35 years old. I'm not even kidding. She looks phenomenal. But I mean, she had the work. She had it all done. Um, potato wedge. Um, I would I would get my eyebrows microbladed. I would get tattooed makeup. But you know, you can, if you have a doctor that's skilled at filler, you'll look like yourself. You'll just look, but they go too far. You know, these actresses and celebrities, models, their life is based on their appearance. So they see themselves getting older, and I guess they can't take looking at I really don't know, but they go overboard. You want to have a little here, a little there, okay, but they don't even look like themselves. Like, I saw the picture of Tracy Pollan, I went like, why did she do that? Hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's not an easy surgery. It's a You have drains. It's a pretty big deal. The swelling, the bruising. I mean, it's rough. But to fix your droopy eyes, does it affect reading, Flower Power? I know. It'll, obviously, if you meet someone and you know how old they are and they look nowhere near that age, they've had something done. Um, but I mean, I've seen some phenomenal facelifts. You just avoid mirrors. I should do a facelift. Maybe I should. Maybe I should do a facelift. I don't think I'm quite at the point where I need a facelift yet. But if I start looking really gnarly, I will. Oh, there's some juice left in the pack. And they say you're supposed to take it and rub it on. Don't let any of it go to waste. Karen, how are you? Love you too, girl. Are you home or are you still in the hospital? I told everybody to keep you in their thoughts and prayers. I don't know if I want to grow old gracefully or do the facelift. I look at actresses like Meryl Streep and oh gosh, who's the other one from England? I can see her face and I can't think of her name. I give Meryl Streep like she did not fall into I have to keep myself young. She's a great Diane Keaton looks great. Meryl Streep's a great actress. But Meryl Streep was never like one of these raving beauties. She was a great actress, and that's what she built her career on. When you have celebrities and actresses who have marginal acting skills, but they're gorgeous, obviously, like who it really affects is models, because you make millions and millions of millions because you're gorgeous and you have a gorgeous body, and then you get into your fifth, sixth decade of life and you can't stand looking at yourself in the mirror because you were, on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Yeah. Michael, I'm going to tell you something. Christy Brinkley has had a lot of work done. I know this firsthand. She's had a lot done. So she's full of shit when she says, oh, I haven't had anything done. She started messing around when she was like 40. How old am I? I'm 55. I'll be 56 in October. Well, Stat, my friend whose daughter is the ballerina, some ballerinas do, the prima ballerinas in the companies, they go for a while. I mean, even if they get injured, they're such great dancers. Like what the hell's her name? Tyler Peck. She's phenomenal. And if you become a principal dancer, especially in a big dance company like American Ballet Theater or New York City Ballet, a lot of opportunities open up for you to do other things. Like Tyler Peck, she did some Broadway shows. She's doing like TikTok now and things like that. So a lot of doors get open. They do a lot of advertising for dance companies, for athletic companies. A lot of them come out with their own dance lines. But those are for your principal dancers. If you're in the corps or if you're a lower level dancer, I mean, they don't make much at all. Like, I don't know how these dancers that are in the corps or like soloists, how they can afford to live in New York City, because they don't get paid that much. Oh, Moonchild, thank you. Oh my God, Alice, Madonna? Like, yeah. What did she do? She looks awful. She looks awful. Yep. And Michael, that's right. Dolly, she always told the truth. I'm a healthy young 55. And they wouldn't look so, they just go too far. It's not normal when you are 65, 70 years old to not have a single wrinkle in your face. That's a dead giveaway. But they get, the fillers and the fat injections. Madonna had fat injections, and she has to have some residual swelling. That can't all be fat. Oh, Karen, Mama's good. Mama is good. Well, Michael, you know what it is? Their entire career was based on their looks. I don't watch the Housewives, but like I'll see them pictures, whatever. They all fall into that same trap, and they begin to look like cartoons of themselves. So, you know what, Michael, there's among like us normal people, you get to an age where, or I think every woman gets to the age, unless you're a celebrity, where like you don't give a shit anymore. Like, this is me, and if you don't like it, I don't care. This is it. Take it, I saw something online that said the best day in life is when you don't give a shit about what other people think. And that's the truth. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And when you start having all that shit done to your face, you still keep aging. It's not like it stops the clock. You still keep, so then you have to keep on top of it. So that means more procedures. And I mean, who's that? Jocelyn Wildenstein, what do they call it? The cat lady? Who, the anti-aging, there is no such thing. That's a horrible word. There is no anti-aging. You're going to age. I did live in Florida for a little while. I do like the beach. I do like the sun. I always did. Exactly, Stat. The mm-hmm, yeah. It's very much a, how do I put it? I think it's much more accepted now for women to just age naturally. I, of course, with my age going back, like the supermodels of the 80s were the big thing, right? Um, and then Cosmopolitan magazine, Glamour, all those magazines that you used to see in the supermarket with these gorgeous models on the cover. Um, that's what started it, I think, for women. And Twiggy, which was prior to me really knowing anything, they perpetuate an impossible beauty standard. And now with social media and all these filters, like young girls, they look at them and they think, I'll never be as beautiful as them. I'll never have a great body like them. It's all filtered, and they don't know that. Those aren't real. That's not a real picture. For her age, yeah, Michael. she did look good. And I mean, she had the money to have whatever done. She didn't have anything done. I mean, I guess you don't have to when you're the big cheese of the country. Dove, every single dermatologist will tell you to use Dove. Mm-hmm. Oh, Raquel Welch. Oh my God, she's beautiful. Mm-hmm. Well, drinking water is very good for you and very good for your skin too. So I'm a firm believer in what you put in your body is reflected on the outside. So if you eat like shit, you're going to look like shit. And oh, did you guys hear about Splenda causes cancer? So over the past few years, I have realized that you can't listen pretty much to like anything anybody says anymore because it's all bullshit. Like, oh, Splenda, you can bake with it, this, that, it's great. The diet, not so much sugar, now it causes cancer. So how long has Splenda been out? 20 years, 30 years? People that have been using it all that time, what's the recourse if you get cancer? What, are you going to sue Splenda? And then there's a whole see, I forgot what I was going to say. It's the anesthesia that I got. I noticed this happening more. It'll come back to me. But, I do have noticed that since I had the surgery that I can't remember stuff. It'll come back to me sometime. Oh, wow, Crackles, really? Well, I think stevia is better because stevia is a plant. But I remember I tried stevia once. I got horrendous headaches. And I had my mother try it, and she didn't feel good on it either. And I think I used it for 3 or 4 days, and I ended up throwing the rest out because I felt like shit. So my thing is, you know what? Cane sugar, what's in everything now is high fructose corn syrup. And it's all GMO. Oh, monk fruit. Mm-hmm. Oh, you can grow your own stevia? Ah, Michael. Yep. I didn't know what, see, I don't get headaches a lot. So when I do get headaches, there's something causing it. I have high cholesterol because my father did. And the cardiologist tried, I think, every statin that was on the market, and I got headaches from all of them. And I said to him, you know what? I'm going to take my chances. It is what it is. And now they're finding out that statins are so bad for you, and that this whole cholesterol thing isn't what they thought it was from the beginning. So this is what, you have to live your life, right? And like, my Trader Joe cookies, maybe I should have spent the $7.99 on the nectarines, but I didn't. I bought the cookies instead. Mm-hmm. Yep. And that's My Body Makes It. And I finally said to the car, I told the car, I said, you know what? I'm not going to keep doing this. Let me try this. Let me try that. it's telling me that there's something not right. So, see, my problem is that I love cheese, and I have to admit that I had an emergency block of cheese in my refrigerator because I've tried to stop eating so much cheese. Um, in addition to this, what I didn't tell anybody is that I also had a kidney stone, and it was big, and this thing has been bothering me for months. The weird thing is that that one came out, and then another one started on my right side. So now that's what I'm dealing with. But all of these things, the food, I think that the general public is so manipulated by what's on television, commercials, news, and we saw it with COVID, the vaccinations. People were desperate to get these vaccinations. And I don't get into conversations with people. I know there are people that are very, very pro vaccine, and that's great. I am just of the opinion that I don't think artificially fucking around with your natural immune system is good. Oh, I love feta too. Anyway, my emergency cheese block. I've been trying to get away from eating so much cheese. So I didn't buy it. But I did have an emergency block of sharp cheddar from whatever it was. And I had put it in the refrigerator like way back so I wouldn't remember it. Well, I found it the other night. I was desperate. I was so hungry, and I went in the refrigerator and I started just like rifling through the refrigerator, and I saw my emergency block of cheese. Well, I can't really cut it. I was eating the block of cheese, taking bites off the block of cheese. And I was actually going to text somebody that's here and say that I just had 10,000 orgasms because I found my emergency block of cheese in the refrigerator. It was so good. Ugh. That's hard for me to give up. That's probably the hardest thing. I don't have pain in my urethra. It's from the stone. As soon as the stone comes out, it's fine. I do want to try Botox for my sweating though. And I don't mean underarm sweating. I mean like facial sweating. So just me, you should eat dark chocolate or not eat dark chocolate on anti-inflammatory diet. Michael, they do Botox for a lot of things. The thing working against Botox is that it only lasts for a few months. It does work though. They use it for migraines. They use it. There's a condition called echolalia where there's a stricture in your esophagus. They use it to relax the stricture in the muscles. They use Botox for a lot of stuff. For sweating. My appetite not functioning. Yeah, that'll do it. You can get it for head sweating. I can eat cheese. That's the problem. I love cheese. That's my number one. If you told me that I couldn't eat cheese anymore for the rest of my life, it would make me very sad. Um, because I think pretty much everything else I wouldn't have a problem giving up, but cheese is a hard one. I love it. Oh, you had Botox on your bladder? Yeah, it doesn't last long. I mean, it's great while it does last, but what's my favorite cheese? Hey, hi. My favorite cheese? You're asking me to my favorite cheese? I enjoy different cheeses in different scenarios. I love a good sharp cheddar. I love Asiago cheese. I do love Manchego cheese too. Manchego, see, just thinking about it, I am salivating. It's a problem. Cheese is a problem. Um, Crackles, are you talking about Disport? The last 6 months? Hi, B. Hi, Alan Elder. Nice to see you here. I'm glad you came. Well, Michelle, you do get hot sweats, like the hot flashes, which, by the way, just made me think that I have not been getting hot flashes like I did. Huh. I mean, it's terrible. Those hot flashes are like they come out of nowhere. Crackles. Nobody has a German accent. You guys, you came so late. We've already gone through shark attacks, submarines, um, babies in garbage cans. Uh, Kevin Daniels saw a bear on the way to work. Aliens. See, you missed all this good stuff. I just had a face mask on my face. Mm-hmm. There, there is an Italian specialty store that's about 45 minutes from me. Their cheese department is overwhelming. Overwhelming. They have so many different types of cheeses and they put out samples. I would go there just to like eat all the samples. If I lived closer, that's what I would do. But they have all of these cheeses that I've never even heard of. So, but yeah. Mm, mm-hmm. Fontina cheese. Just one square a day? See, just me. If I could only have one square a day, I wouldn't have any. You'll be replay. The German accent. I know. That was bad. You know, when I was getting the hot flashes, at first I didn't know what they were. And I thought there was something seriously wrong with me until I spoke to a friend of mine. She's like, "Oh no, you're just having hot flashes from menopause." I'm like, Jesus, this is it, it it's the weirdest feeling at like out of nowhere. You could be driving the car, you could be, and it's horrible. Oh, I know Edelweiss. My nephew's wife is German. Her parents are from Germany. And I just saw today the best place in the world to live is Vienna. Again, they said. So, yeah. I'm sure. Yeah, that's a good sandwich. Boar's head, short provolone, and rare roast beef. Yum. Oh, it's pepper jack, Michael. I love pepper jack cheese. See, this, now I want cheese. I don't have any, and it's terrible. I just looked at the clock, thinking, like, can I get to the store before they close? It's a problem. Definitely a problem. I love full fat yogurt. I don't buy non-fat yogurt. I love full fat yogurt. And in fact, in Lidl, their own store brand, they make full fat yogurts. Um, and they make full fat Greek yogurt. And one of the flavors is toasted vanilla coconut or vanilla toasted coconut. It is so good. It's like a dessert. It's delicious. Oh, delicious. And I think, and even their regular full fat yogurt, that's good too. And I want to say they're cheap and they're delicious. The thing is, with Aldi and Lidl though, I think they only have a certain amount that they put out each day. So when you go there, if they're gone, you're shut a lock until the next day because they're not going to restock it. I have never had rhubarb yogurt, but I saw, what did I see recently? Strawberry rhubarb what? And I do love strawberry rhubarb. I can't remember what it was though. So the one thing that I'm not going to be able to do this summer, probably, is go clamming. Unless I can really work it with physical therapy, hand therapy, because I was trying to figure out the weeks. And I would prefer if she didn't take the pins out next week because I'm not all that keen on that idea anyway. Bye, Michael. Thanks for coming by. Oh, Little Sweden. That must be neat. Rapid wrinkle. Climb rocks. What are you talking about? Sopranos. Now that was a good program. Oh, I have one show saved on here that I want to watch. It's a movie and it is called 55 Steps. It's on Amazon Prime, and it has Hilary Swank and, oh God, what's her name? Helena Bonham Carter. And she plays a patient in a psychiatric hospital. And it's supposed to be a phenomenal movie. I think it's from 2018. Clamming, B. No climb, clamming, clams. And then there was another one. I have it saved. So those are my movies on the queue to watch. Ooh. There are really a lot of very, very good skincare products out there. Wanting your skin nice and moist and plump, but I can't use the same things in the summertime that I use in the winter. In the wintertime, my skin is super, super dry. But in the summertime, I can use lighter products, and I'll put that like water drenched stuff from Laneige on at night. Um, oh, clamming I love clamming. What's better than being out on a sunny day in the water getting your dinner? It's great. It's great exercise. It's great mental therapy. Love it. But the fact that I get out to my clamming spots either in a kayak or a paddleboard ain't happening. Spell check is possessed. Me too, B. And I don't understand, why is it that autocorrect or spell check, whatever you call it, will change a correctly spelled word to something else, but then if you do misspell a word, it doesn't correct it. Why does that happen? Why? You know, Crackles, I think what's happening is where Netflix used to be the only one that had anything, there are now so many streaming services, Amazon, Netflix, Hulu. Um, those are the ones that I have. But and I have Peacock too, because I got it to watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and I'm only paying 99 cents a month for it. I never watch it. Just Crisco. See, I wouldn't be able to do the eggs just because of the consistency. I think I would vomit. Dr. Bonner's, Bronner, I think is the name, Alan Elder. I like that Castile soap too, and the lavender smells good. I don't have any, but just as a helpful fact that I know, I don't know why I know it, but if you need to make insecticidal soap to get rid of aphids or spider mites, they recommend Dr. Bronner's soap because it's a true soap. Like they recommend don't use like dish soap or something because there's too much other stuff in there. The Castile soap is real soap. So my aunt, bless her, I miss her. When she died, she had no wrinkles on her face. She was 80 something when she died. All she ever used her entire life was Pond's cold cream. That's all she ever used. And she had the most beautiful skin. Well, it depends on what kind of moisturizers. The Korean ones that I found, I really, really like. You can pay a lot of money and not get a great product. It's like, if you spend, I don't know, on a Korean skincare, if you spend $15 or $20 and you don't love it, it's like, okay, so I don't love it. But if you spend $100 and you don't love it, you get like pissed off. So chiggers. What about chiggers? I did have chiggers once. It was miserable. I got them on the beach and I was an adult. And I know exactly how I got it. I was lying face down on a blanket on the sand and I got them all on my inner thighs. I had bloody nail marks on my thighs. It itched so fucking bad. It was terrible. I do not recommend it. Crackles, I've heard that rice water is good for your hair. And that is also an Asian thing. It burns your skin. I don't know if I've ever used Pond's or tried. I remember feeling it once and I was like, ooh, this is really thick and greasy, but it's thick and greasy. That keeps your skin nice. You could, when I used to go skiing and I used to get windburn and sunburn and literally like a chapped face, I used to just smear Aquaphor all over it at night. And the next day I would rinse it off. Aquaphor is like magical stuff. It's better than Vaseline. It's whatever proprietary mixture that they use of petrolatum, and I think trying to think, is there mineral oil in it, or I don't remember exactly. But Aquaphor, if your lips are dry, Aquaphor will take care of it. When I was working in the hospital, in the wintertime, my hands would crack open and bleed from washing them so much. And I would slop Aquaphor all over them at night, put on cotton gloves, and the next morning they were good. I've never tried the spray Aquaphor. Is it really, really moisturizing or greasy? Oh, really? Well, chemical peels, the fruit acid peels and like the lactic acid peels you can do at home, but there are some really powerful chemical, like a phenol chemical peel is some serious shit. You will look phenomenal afterward, but it looks like a rototiller went over your face. Oh, that's nice. Facial scrub. CeraVe, all dermatologists recommend CeraVe. It's a very good product, and it's not expensive. Yes, B, Hibiclens. I have Hibiclens in my bathroom cabinet, believe it or not. Hibiclens is the shit. The bars are better than liquid? I have acid peels. I haven't done that in a long time. I haven't done the peels in quite some time. I mean, I really fell behind on self-care over the past few years, but that's going to change. It's 10:03. Holy crap. An hour went by where I was messing around with my stuff because nothing worked right. Alice, Karen, feel better? Feel better, Karen. You're in my thoughts for sure. What's left in the shell? Yeah, Sarah, I like CeraVe too. Alice, but wasn't just one chigger bite. I mean, I had like 50 bites on the inside of both thighs. I mean, in the middle of the night, they were terrible. They itched so bad, really bad. So we got This much rain, that much. I can't even believe it. And I think if I had to do my life over again, I would be a meteorologist, because they get up and say, well, there's a 50% chance of rain. What the fuck does that mean? Oh, is it going to rain or not? Or there's a 50% chance. Okay. And then well, there's a 70% chance. How do you know that? Like, what are they basing this on? The 50%, 70%, there's a 20% chance of rain. What is that based on? It's never too late. Trust me, it's too late. Too late. But it's like, why even have them? That's what I think to myself. Like, why even have weathermen and meteorologists? Because they're never right. I mean, we were literally supposed to get rain all day into tomorrow. I guess I'm going to have to go do a rain dance tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They never want to be right. They are always wrong here. Always. If it's going to rain, it doesn't. If it's not going to rain, it does. So, and there's like no consequences when they're so wrong. Mallory, Mama, thank you for coming. Come again. Well, up in northern New England, it's been raining for like 2.5 weeks straight. Like up in New Hampshire, and they've had the worst weather. Apple cider vinegar, Sandra? ACV? I heard something else about apple cider vinegar too. And now I can't remember, because I have the organic apple cider vinegar. Oh, for dogs, they say to put a tablespoon or two of, I have a big water bowl for them, put it in their water, and it helps to keep their teeth nice. So I've been doing that. And because I worried, because Holly is very, very picky, that if anybody was going to reject it, Hollywood, and she didn't. So it was okay. So that's an easy thing to do if it keeps their teeth nice. Yeah, it's true. And nobody ever likes takes them to the mats. Like, how could you have been so wrong? So wrong. I My theory would be that it changes the pH, which makes it not a hospitable environment for the bacteria. That's what I gather out of it. Um, what do you mean the egg white left in the shell? When you crack an egg open, doesn't it all fall out of the shell? Oh, you didn't have any storms either? I mean, we need it. We're gonna be in a bad situation soon if we don't get some rain. We're gonna end up on water rations and everything. Crackles. Yeah, there is a membrane inside of the shell. Is that what you have to pull the membrane out and put it on your face? They also said that wasn't mayonnaise supposed to be good for your hair too because it's so fatty. So if that, you would think that you could smear mayonnaise all over your face and get a good moisturization out of it. I think they say that avocados are really good for your skin if you like squish them up, mash them up, and put them on your face. I wouldn't want to waste an avocado that way. Oh my God, at Trader Joe's yesterday, they had huge artichokes, huge, and they were $3.69 each, which I think is a good price because I've seen artichokes for $5 a piece. These things were huge. And if I had two hands, I would have gotten a couple of them. I picked one up, and honest to God, they were maybe not quite as big as softballs, but damn close. And I picked one up and I thought, what am I going to do with this? Because I really need two hands to like pull the leaves apart and to cut off the top. Well, I could cut off the tops, but I still have to hold it with this hand. I was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that because I like to stuff them with panko crumbs and Parmesan and olive oil and then bake them, or put them in a water bath and steam them like that. But I need two hands to do it. So, but they were big and beautiful. Really, really beautiful. I'll be over at my neighbor's house. Oh, could you help me pull the leaves apart on my artichokes? Yes, B, eggshells, and also clamshells for fertilizing plants. If you're able to bust up the clamshells, that's really good for fertilizer. And coffee grounds. Yeah. Fanny. He had spaghetti. Aw. Well, it's soft. He can gum up the spaghetti. Do you cut it in little pieces so like a big piece doesn't go down and he's trying to get out of his throat? Oh, no. Please. That's funny. Ah. Oh my gosh. So it's the membrane, just me? Scrape it into a little tiny bowl. Well, I mean, I put snail slime on my skin. Can't be any worse than that, right? And that's what one of the best Korean products I've found. It's made by CosRX and it's snail mucin. And it's like, if you can get over the texture, it's slimy as hell, but it's awesome for your skin. It makes your skin feel really, really good. Edelweiss, I also made one time, I made artichokes. I steamed them and I made a mustard dipping sauce. I lost the recipe. It was delicious though. Really delicious. I wish I could find the freaking recipe. Oh, oh, garlic and lemon. That sounds good. Stop it. Why am I missing these things? They dip yogurt. Nope, it has no fragrance, nothing. It's just, I'll get the bottle. I'll be right back. I'll show you what it's like. I'll be right back. I grabbed a couple other things too. So the brand is CosRx. I don't know if other brands make it too, or if it's just this. This is the cream. I have a pump bottle of the pure snail mucin, and it says 92, and the other one I think says 99 or 98. But this is the consistency. It looks like this in the jar. It's super slimy, but it soaks in really, really quick. And this stuff is good for moisture. First of all, it's cheap and it's good for moisture, but it also works on pigmentation problems. And I mean, it soaks right in and it makes your skin feel so nice. Oh my. Oh dear. Thank God she doesn't use tampons anymore. She'd be doing a combination, how I make a sandwich and how I insert a tampon. I mean, she went as far as to post a video of herself taking a shower. And every so often I'll be in the shower and I'll think of that and I just like chuckle to myself. And the other things I brought out, this is by that brand that I like, Laneige. Alice, I can't even believe you did that. It kind of sounds like a story of one of my friends when I was a kid. And she lived on the next block, and everybody in the neighborhood played together. And I remember being at her house with another one of my friends, and she thought that she was hot shit. And I can't remember what the lead in was, but it was, she made some kind of comment about a vagina. And she's saying, yeah, she's talking about a vagina. So we're kind of like, what's a vagina? And she's like, no, down there, your vagina. And my other friend says, you mean vagina? And it was not vagina, it's vagina. So vagina. Some things that you experience in life you'll never forget. That's something I'll never forget. The vagina monologues. I didn't know about porn, but I did hear that pineapple changes the taste of ejaculate. I've heard that. I don't know if it's true. But pineapples also, I can't eat fresh pineapples because it burns the inside of my mouth. You never heard that, B? Come on. Stat. Long Island slugs. Oh, a couple of years ago, I was putting decorations and stuff out for Halloween, and it was humid and damp out, and I went to go put a stake in the ground, and it was next to a plant, and my hand kind of like brushed the plant as I was pulling it out, and I felt something cold, and I was like, I pulled it out, and there was a big giant slug on my hand. I can't I can't take slugs, and I can't take earwigs. Either one of them, they just ugh. I don't like bugs across the board. Um, but yeah, the slugs are, I have my sluggos in the garage. That's usually the general rule of thumb. Don't put anything in there. But people don't listen. You know, they if you want to know anything about anything, ask Crackles, because she pretty much knows it all. Pineapple juice every day. Oh my gosh. Vagina. They are everywhere. I see the slime trails now, and something is eating a couple things in the garden, so I'm gonna have to. I think it's slugs. um, yeah, it's. I don't think the pineapple is gonna. Well, the snails in Korea, allegedly these snails live the life of luxury, and they get like special massages every day, and it's really kind of bizarre, but it's not just any old snail. It's like a specific type of snail with this snail mucin. I don't know who Fanny is. Fanny who? The only one I'm thinking of is Fanny Flag, and that can't be it. Edelweiss, what are you talking? I have to go back and see what you're talking about. Hi, Lucille. Yeah, you are late, but we're still here, even though we've been carrying on for hours about all kinds of nonsense. Oh, here we go. Now you lit her up. Edelweiss, now Crackles wants to read. Oh my gosh. Tip her new tampon in the big yogurt container. I love yogurt. Well, I mean, I'm out, Alice. I mean, I imagine when you're young, if somebody tells you, you know, if you're having issues with your plumbing, you know, automatically assume yogurt. That's where you put it there, because that's where the problem is. You wouldn't, as a kid, I don't think that you'd associate eating the yogurt with taking care of a yeast infection. Don't read it with your pineapple. Exactly. Cruelty free. But it's like this whole special snail farm or something. Why I know this and the fact that I do know it is just bizarre. It's just weird. Why do I know about these pampered snails? Oh my God. I they seem to like concrete, and in the back, that's where I'll see them a lot, like on the concrete steps. And I know they're going into the garden and they're looking for something in there. So they better stay out of my garden. Hmm. That's what I use. They don't like salt at all. The thing is, though, you have to be careful where you're putting the salt, because I wouldn't dump it if I saw a slug in the garden. Um, I would I wouldn't pick it up. I'd like put a glove on and a bag and get it out of there, because the salt will destroy your plants. You grow pineapples? I didn't know that. Are they normal pineapples or miniature pineapples? Or are they like the pineapples in Hawaii? Uh yeah, she is she knows a lot of stuff, a lot of facts, a lot of, yeah. Oh, I'm fine. You're baking, Lucille, you're so sweet. It's okay. It's pain in the ass. It's inconvenient, but I have these two little fingers to use and I can lift up lipstick. So these are the things that I told you I love. The water sleeping mask and little puppet. There's they call it a clamshell cast, or I think a clamshell cast. She molds this, I don't know what the hell it even is. She cuts it out of this, it comes on a roll in a box, and it's like in foil. So I don't know if it's wet, or I don't really know what it is, but she'll measure and then she'll cut the thing off the roll, and she'll mold it the way she wants it. She'll say, put your arm in a neutral position, and she'll move how she wants the positioning of the hand to be. I mean, this looks awfully big. I don't know why, but the whole purpose is to protect the pins. So it's a puppet. I could make it a puppet, probably. Yeah. It is Fanny Flag. Yeah, that's the only one I could think of is Fanny Flag. That's her. Apple slices. So that was the one. And I think I got this in a when I went into Flushing. I think this was in a set. It was the sleeping water mask, this, and there was something else. But this is like a lotion. The water bank mask is you wouldn't want to wear it in the daytime. It's like not really thick, but you see it. And this stuff is more like a I can't squeeze it with my left hand. It's more like a lighter lotion. But I really like this brand and I like their products. And in the I don't know Fanny Flag. I just knew wasn't Fanny, wasn't she an actress, Fanny Flagg? That's the only way I know. I just remember the name, but I thought she was an actress. But this is how this water bank stuff is. It's not greasy. It's really thick, but it's cooling, and it feels, it has a nice light scent to it, and it actually feels like water. Not at all greasy. Um, and when I wake up in the morning, my skin feels really nice. She's also an author. Yeah, comedian or actress or something like that. That had to be back in the 70s, Fanny Flagg, no? Yeah, on Match Game. That's what I remember it too. An actress and a comedian. Okay. You laughed. Oh, you saw her in person, like doing a show? Because I hope you didn't like laugh in her face when you met her. Fried green tomatoes. Google. Okay. Comedian, I know, meteorologist. um, my neighbor's daughter she taught meteorology in college. I mean, she was really, really smart. Did what lighten my skin? This? To to treat I have one, a sunspot where I use Triluma to try to fade the sunspots in the winter. It works great. Oh, Fanny Flagg wrote Fried Green Tomatoes? I didn't know that. I like that movie. So you guys want to wrap this up? It's 10:30. Oh, I love a good book too. And I I'll read on my phone or on my iPad, but I still like to turn pages. I like the smell of the paper. I like the way it feels in my hands. I guess it's just because that's what I got used to when I was younger. Um, I just think it's the whole experience where you get a book and you settle yourself in and it's quiet, and somehow I don't associate a phone or an iPad with quiet because that blue light, it stimulates you. I have never ever gotten tired reading on an iPhone or an iPad like I would with a normal book. And I do think it's because of those Blu-rays. I sat next to Dolly Parton at um, the Nutcracker long, long time ago. I'm trying to think. I think I was married. So that was 30 years ago, almost 30 years ago. And she was sitting, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 seats down from me. And I didn't even know she was there. I looked over and I was like, oh my God. And it looked exactly like her. When the show was over, she was gone. She did not hang around. She was out of there. But she's like this tall. teeny weeny little thing. And it was just kind of neat. I sat in the same row as Dolly at the Nutcracker. Oh, yeah. I like to run my like thumbs on the pages, and it's the whole book experience. Oh, I used to love going into Borders and Barnes and Noble, and I could spend hours in those stores just wandering from place to place and looking at different books and sitting down and looking at pictures, and I used to love that. Hmm. I haven't read a book in a long time. I should probably. Well, you know what the funny thing is with my hand? I love to knit, right? So, what better therapy for my hand than to start knitting? I don't know if I'm allowed to, but I'll be very, very curious because there still is no knuckle. It's still, I took pictures yesterday, it's still depressed. So I'll be very curious about this hand therapy, because I mean, I can move my pinky finger even though there's a pin through the side of it. She put the pin through the pinky bone into the next bone to stabilize it, and I can kind of like move my middle finger a little bit, but if I try to move my ring finger, it hurts. Oh, Edelweiss, that'll be, yeah. Gosh. I do have an author that I've read, I think I've read all of her books. Jodi Picoult. I love her books. Yeah, I love the smell of old books too. Really? It's just so, I guess I must remember Fanny Flagg from Match Game, right? It wasn't Hollywood Squares, it was Match Game. I, vaguely, I remember. And I actually can see her face in my in my brain. I can remember what she looked like. Oh, thank you, Edelweiss. I haven't done wonders with one hand, believe me. When I'm spilling food all down the front of myself, um, you just you adapt, and it just takes longer to do things, but you do them. You figure it out. Like when I'm trying to think what the saying is, oh, I can't remember the saying, but essentially, if there's nobody else around to do it, you have to figure out how to get it done. And unless it's unscrewing something, which I've tried everything, put it between my legs. But what is the deal with these? Why do they put, like, example, a Gatorade bottle? Even with two good hands, it's damn near impossible to unscrew a bottle of Gatorade. Why is that necessary? Yeah, this is nothing. Um, Karen Lara needs it more than me. I'll be fine. I know, Beth. Everybody says that. It looks like the two little pearls. but they're specific balls that they put on the Jergens balls to put on the end of the pins. I am not excited about having these pins removed in the office, even though they say it doesn't hurt. I can't imagine how it wouldn't. So I don't see how she can take them out next week. That's 3 weeks. And she said 4. She's going to do the x-rays and she'll see. She said it depends on how much bone grew, or yeah, I guess how in the healing, how fused the pieces are, that she can tell from the x-ray. I know it does seem too soon, right? So Lucille, to rest my mind, I just look around and I think like, shit, man, I have to do this, I have to do that, and I can't do it because I have one here. But I did manage to bring out 4 chairs to the street for the garbage man. I just did it one hand and one by one, bring them out, whereas I could have done it much faster. It just takes longer. So what? You photographed Kenny Rogers' house? Wow. Yeah, like I would rather have her leave the pins in if it means that there's more stability, and I don't have a problem. I'll keep them for as long as I have to. Good night, Flower Power. So I guess 10:42. Let's wrap this up and go to bed. Thank you everybody for being here. It was fun. See, this is like cool to just hang out and talk about Alice wanting to douche with yogurt. Believe me, I'm sure it's been done. And she's gone. Alice, maybe her internet messed up. Thank you guys for being here, for making it fun. We'll do this again. Love all of you too. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. And we'll see you soon. Good night. It was a pineapple. Maybe that's why they use a pineapple as a signal for swingers. Could that be, Crunkles? You think there's any connection there? Maybe. Thank you, Alan Elder. Thank you for being here. Talk about life and no hate. Yep, exactly. Oh, anytime, Stat. But I wonder if there's a connection if you're supposed to eat pineapples if you're swinging, to make it enjoyable for everyone, maybe. We'll talk about it next week. Good night. Have a good weekend. Thanks for being here. Love you guys. Bye.